got a quest in the queue for play. I believe it's 20 hunter minions, and that kind of gives me an excuse to break away from LMA just a little bit. Even though I'm really enjoying the deck, but I've been wanting to put together kind of a hodgepodge control hunter list for a little while. I got about a little over 200 wins, I believe it was, in the GBG era with a version of Control Hunter. I believe it was a guy named Spark, I think, put the list together. And I noodled with it a little bit too. But I mean, back in the day, when the only hunter you ever saw was Phase Hunter, I played the Control Hunter. Had some pretty epic matches with it. You know, Hunter is not a class that's set up real well for a control game. They've gotten some better cards in that aspect. But yeah, I mean, back then I think my best win ever was with Control Hunter versus Control Warrior, old school Control Warrior back then when they were a powerhouse, which was also my favorite deck to play, by the way, and actually beating it. So, you know, the deck wasn't awful. It just wasn't fast games, and it wasn't what people knew Hunter for. So here's kind of my take on the Control Hunter. Due to Hunter's inherent lack of card draw, which is actually very necessary considering how aggressive the class is, I stuck one bit of card draw in there with Acolyte of Pain. He's kind of the odd man out. He didn't really stick too well, you know, with this list, but you know, he'll do. He's a great card anyway. I also have some pseudo card draw in here. I threw Jeweled Macaw in there. And what was the other one I have here? Stitch Tracker. So these kind of somewhat act like card draw in a way. And another thing I put in there for some longevity is Dire Frenzy. I know the card is not great, but you know, it's just a good way to stack the deck with things. And also you can discover those cards, which most of what this hits will be actually very good, including things like Unleash the Hound. So you'll have a 4/4 beast with charge, and I believe it only costs 1 mana, that you can you find in your deck. So, you know, just a couple of things. You know, everything else in here is, you know, at least a decent card. I got a little bit of a secret package, not very much though, just running 4 secrets to go along with the completely busted Spellstone that Hunter has. I mean, the card's just so good, you gotta run it, right? But, you know, everything else in here is, you know, pretty basic stuff. Flanking strikes for removal and, you know, decent tempo swings in the early to mid game. Kill command for a little bit of reach, and Eagle Horn Bow, you know, just to go with that little bit of secret package that I have. But I'm only running 1 Candle Shot, you know, and I think most people these days are running 2. But between that and Eagle Horn, I think that's plenty of weapons, and I'm not planning on going face with any of it, so if at all possible. I threw Bear Shark in there because I love the card, and that's actually pretty good with Houndmaster, of course. And also have Cave Hydra in there. I love the card, and I love that card when it's buffed. It's really cool. It looks really, and it works really well. If you can hit it with the, I know this is reaching, but if you hit it with the Dire Frenzy, and then you draw it out of your deck, and match it up with the Tundra Rhino, now we're talking a minion. You know, that's something else right there. You know, high mains are high mains. They're great. Deathstalker Rexxar, he is like the king, almost, you could say, of control between Jaina, or Frostless Jaina, and Rexxar. It's pretty tough to call. I almost say Deathstalker Rexxar is maybe a little better in the late game, just for the simple fact because you don't need anything on the board state for a ping. You can just make your own thing and drop it, and drop threat after threat after threat, and he is just so useful in so many situations. And even his battle cry is pretty good in a meta with a lot of, you know, smaller token type things. Had to throw a Crushing Walls in there just for the memes, I guess, but you know, the card's not horrible. It really isn't. It's a little bit pricey, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's any worse really than like Siphon Soul, and Siphon Soul gets played all the time. So now, just for fun, and these are pretty much a stretch, I threw Swamp King Dread in there because he's never seen play in any deck, unfortunately. But I think he's a really cool card, and It's hard to say what's so cool about him. I love the text on him, and the few times I played him in the past, people do not know how to play against this card at all. You'll see them throw minion after minion in front of this thing. Now, whether it's on purpose, I doubt it, because most of the time they did it, it didn't make any sense to do it. But I digress. And of course, Emrys. Emrys, once again, he's big and slow and doesn't have a lot of use. Oops. But he can be a great late game bomb. And actually, he falls in with my plan for another card that you'll never see, and that's Duskhaven Hunter. I've always loved the 2/5 stat line for 3 mana. Doesn't get a lot of love. I used to run the Druid card. What was that? Druid of the Fang? Might have been, no. It was one of those cards. I have to take a look at it now. But, I always like that card. It usually will trade at least, 2 for 1. In the early game. And he has an interesting kind of dynamic, I think. Having stealth with Emrys. So, if you double his health, or excuse me, double his attack when he's only at 2, no big deal. He's only, a 4 attack minion. If this is in your hand at 5, gets to 10, and it's a stealth minion with 4 health, that's a pretty resilient minion. Not a lot can deal with that in the game. Double consec, quality consec, maybe. What else would you have? Flame Strike, Twisting Nether. Some huge board clears can deal with it somewhat, but a lot of classes, namely Druid, will have a difficult time removing this. So, he's just something I throw in there, and he's not, I think, a terrible play to drop on turn 3, to start trading out for some little minions there. I'm a little iffy on Animal Companion. I'm not sure that's what I want to be dropping on turn 3, because I have quite a few other 3-drops, so I may get rid of that. But I do like to have the Beast Energy for turn 4, because I do run 1 copy of Handmaster in here. So, I'll just leave it in there for now. We'll see what happens. Alright, well, let's go get some questing done.
Rexxar versus Rexxar. Let the hunt begin. Bring it on.
Okay, I got no Spellstone. So I'm going to get rid of Freezing Trap and Dire Frenzy. I'll keep Stitched Animal Companion. I don't have very much early game in this deck, so hopefully I don't get ran over, but I'm not going to mulligan too hard for Joe McCall. Actually, I probably should get used to mulliganing a little bit harder for Candle Shot, though. I'm thinking now that maybe I should have stuck an owl in here. Just for the simple fact of, if you say running against other hunters here, if they're running that Katharina list or whatever, you'll need it for that. So maybe I'll have to hope for Rexxar. I can get a chance out of that. Let's see, I'm going to play Animal Companion. Always helpful. I got no weapon hate in this deck either, which is kind of a bummer. So maybe I can squeeze some of that in there too. I really need to get a Spellstone in hand. The bad part is he's going to 2 for 1 me here.
This beast will not be tamed.
Yeah, it's hard not to go with another high main. Let's hope he doesn't have any freezing traps to strand me.
To my side.
The question is, do I freezing trap that? Yeah, let's see what Joel Moncala gives me first. Alright, I'll do it. Hunting Mastiff is another card that's kind of interesting with Dire Frenzy as well. I thought about putting that in the deck. Okay, I think I would use the Misha for that, because he could have played it again next turn, but... Alright. Okay. All secrets and no spellstone. Do I clear this? Yeah, I think I have to. And then I will... I mean, hopefully next... Bear Shark. Another Bear Shark lover. Oh, this is going sideways in a hurry. Might be a crushing wall situation here, depending how he plays things. Okay, we gotta hope he doesn't have a Houndmaster. We'll drop high main, see what happens here. At least gets rid of his Bear Shark if he trades on board, so. With enough left over to kill the Razor Maw. Yeah, looks like he's gonna do that. That's good news for me. That Bear Shark is quite scary. Rexxar doing that. So he's gonna start getting some pretty serious value here soon. So I'm gonna need to get mine stat. Oh, there's mine. Eagle Horn now. Do I play my Eagle Horn now with a secret? No, I think I need to get another high main going. Well, I can. But if I don't get my Rexxar soon, this is likely over with. Because you'll start getting poisonous minions, that sort of thing out there, which I can't deal with. At least not easily.
I let the dog.
Ooh, that's a pretty similar list here. Alright, I think this is going to have to be Bow here.
I hunt alone.
Now I can do some pretty disgusting damage with Tundra Rhino, coming up with an Emerus turn. Tundra Rhino and Houndmaster. But it still is not a match for his DK, so I'm going to need to get that real soon. And hope that he gets very unlucky with his zombies. Bad so far. Nice and rush. Not gonna attack this turn. I need to get the Wandering Monster going. Alright, so there's another piece of the pie. Unfortunately, my hand is terrible. I can't just throw Tundra out there and hope it's gonna live. Okay, I'm just gonna play this out
The beast is near.
and skip the buff again. I can't afford to wait around. I might be kicking myself in a bit because he would have been a pretty nasty minion, but I think I have to wait 2 more turns after I drop Emerus to use it as a it's 10-4 with stealth. So too much can happen in that amount of time. So. Let's just hope I can drop Emerus this turn. Maybe I can get a pretty decent 3-drop too. This Wandering Monster. That would be nice.
A stranger
Okay.
will offer
That's a
you
really good 3-drop.
aid.
Let's hope he got a really weak zombies. A lot of lifesteal, but I can deal with that. Alright. Let's see. Let's think about crushing walls. I don't think he runs it, but what the heck, right? This is a really weak MRS, I think, but I'm gonna go for some deeps here. Of course, that zombies is gonna make it very difficult. Maybe I should have thought about deadly shotting that, but I'm kind of hoping for some good crushing walls value. So he's at a minimum of 19 now. And maybe higher if he kills it with the beetle. Alright. Dang, I needed that to stay alive. So I guess I'll just deadly shot this. Man, he's not doing me anything, is he? I'm gonna go ahead and cash in on this minion.
The future is now.
I let the dogs out.
Now we gotta hope that sticks. At least one of those minions. I really need to get my Rexxar soon. Because he's just gonna keep hitting me bomb after bomb here. I do have quite a bit of removal in hand, though. Ugh, he keeps getting lifesteal. Okay. Jeez. He's going all in on lifesteal, isn't he? Alright, so... And now I get the spell down. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. And... Tundra Rhino. Let's get some deep in here. I gotta put him on his back heel. I gotta start hoping he quits getting lifesteal minions from Rexxar. I can deal with the taunt. Taunt just gets him killed. Okay. Not dead yet. Well, he's dead. He's still dead. The taunt, so... Just no lifesteal. He's either toying with my emotions or... Okay, that's good. Yes, oh, no, though. He, let's see. Do I crushing walls here? So he'll go up to 16. I got 10. I got lethal. No, I don't have lethal. I think I need, at this point, I need to keep my original hero power up for any prayer of winning this. I'm gonna hope that a beast sticks this turn. I gotta imagine that it will. I mean, even without it, unless he gets a heal of some kind, I still have lethal. But all right. I'm going to play Rexxar just to show him that I actually had it, just drew it way too late.
Hunt has begun. This hunt is yours.
We'll take that win. Deserved? Who's to know? But we'll take it. Alright, so there is some control to be had here.